Hi guys, Misty Cintron with Cintron Insurance. That's Cintron, insuranceragency.com. We are one of the number one agencies for first responders. That's what we're known for. But we do cover everybody. So you don't have to be a first responder to get coverage with us. We have people that call and text and email all the time. They're like, do I qualify? I'm not a first responder, or I was a former first responder, or I'm a volunteer. We cover everybody. We just have different plans for different people. And so I always like to throw out also, we don't work for any specific carrier. We have 40 carriers, but who we work for is you. We work hard to get our clients the best, most affordable plan that makes sense for what your needs are, because not everybody's needs are the same. So that's why I wanted to go over this call is about retirement, because I literally probably get 5 guys a day who call me or message us that ask about retirement options, because we find that a lot of you guys, and I just helped a gentleman last night who was in this position. He'd been with his department. He's law enforcement, been with his department for 19 years. Typically was paying about $140 a month for his coverage, which that's not bad. Hit a certain age bracket, suddenly it went to 150 a pay period. So that prompted him to get with his HR and see if that rate was ever going to change again, because obviously, it just doubled. Found out when he goes to retire in a couple more years that if he would like to continue that plan after he retires, it's going to go to about $800 a month. That's something as agency and agents and brokers, we know that because we help guys that are in that position every day. So my job is to make sure that I prepare you that you're not in that position, because who can afford $800 a month on life insurance? If you're spending that much, it better be in an infinite banking plan that you're making at least 6% on, and building your retirement at the same time, which we do have that plan too. So we have a couple different options for our retirement guys. We are very aware of most of your retirement plans too, as my husband, who is a first responder, actually used to be a deferred comp rep who would help you guys plan for retirement. So we know your retirement plans, whether you're federal, whether you're fire, whether you're police. He covered several municipalities, so we understand your guys' needs, your retirement plans. We have, again, a bunch of guys that come to us every day. Some of them advised by their financial advisors even come to us that, most of your guys' retirement, you're going to have a couple different options. We're here to make sure you can take option 1. But if you would happen to predecease your wife, she's going to be okay. That's my job, is to make sure that your spouse is going to be okay if you predecease her. And you've worked hard for that pension or that retirement. So let me help you take option 1 and take your full payout. Because option 2, usually you're going to pay fees. And when you really sit down and weigh the difference between option 1 and option 2, you're better off getting your life insurance policy lined up and take your full benefit. So we can help you with all of that. Another thing I want to talk about is, some of you guys that are a little bit on the younger age, you might be paying into a work plan. And I'm just going to tell you, it doesn't make sense, because you're paying into a work plan, and it's great if your department does own it. But on our website, you're going to see a former law enforcement agent who now devotes her career to covering families to make sure they're never in a position like this. She was in a car accident on her way home from a 27-hour mandated overtime shift. She was hit by a semi, and she wasn't expected to make it. When reading fine print in her life insurance policy, when they pulled it out, it wouldn't have paid a dime because she wasn't on shift. So let us make sure you're not in that position. And her picture's on there of her being literally carted off on a gurney. So you can see her in her story. But we want to make sure that you own your plan. And if you're at the right age, there's several plans actually, because we work with several carriers, that makes sense for you to invest in a life insurance policy and let us make sure your family's protected. And also at the same time, build up your retirement funds at the same time. So that way you can retire a little earlier. You can live a very comfortable life. And at the same time, if God forbid you don't make it home from a shift, like she almost didn't, your family is 100 rock solid protected. That's what my agents are trying to do. And if you look at our agents, most of them, they are first responders or they're former first responders. We 100% understand your field. But again, you don't have to be a first responder to get coverage with us. We cover everybody, and we cover 36 states, which is crazy because when we started that program, we were able to have 3 states. And now since we are the #1 agency for this carrier, we cover 36 states for you guys. So we can help you. If you're not sure if your state is one of them, just go to our website. We have them all listed on there. If you're looking under my profile, they're listed on there. There's actually 2 more that I will be updating later today, so they will all be on there. So if you're not sure if yours is one, just look. If you're, want to see if we can open it up to your state, just ask us. That's how we opened up some of the other states, is we had enough guys to say, hey, we've got states here, let's get them covered. But I just want to really point out, know your plans. I just got referred to an entire fire department in Pennsylvania. I live in Florida, but I was referred as an entire department in Pennsylvania because it's great that their department does offer coverage, but they only offer accidental. Firemen are known to come down with cancer. You guys are exposed to a lot of toxins. Police have shootouts. You guys are known for heart attacks. So we got to make sure that you got something other than just an accidental coverage, because accidental doesn't cover cancer. Accident doesn't cover heart and stroke. So we got to make sure that your family is going to get a check in hand regardless of how you would pass. Because here's a little secret that you probably guys all already know. We're all going to die. The smart ones, we prepare and we make sure our families are well taken care of. Please, please don't put me in a position where your wife goes through or your spouse goes through your phone and sees that we were having a conversation. And yes, one of my agents sent you a quote. And yes, we have had this scenario. And they call us and say, can you please tell me what plan my husband chose? He was in an accident over the weekend. And I have to look in our database and say, well, we did talk to him, but he wanted some time to think about it. Put us in a position where when everybody else in the world is coming at your loved ones with funeral expenses, with the mortgage expense because they've lost your income now, with their day-to-day utilities, groceries, lifestyle, everything, life happens. Prepare for it. Put me and my agents in a position where when everybody else is coming at them with those expenses, we're coming at them and we're the only one coming at them with the check to cover those expenses and make that transition a little bit easier. We can't replace you. We're not saying that we can, but we can make it a comfortable transition for your family. Any questions? I'm going to put our link right in there. My agents are not here to beat any of you guys up. Like I said, most of them are first responders. They will reach out to you within 24 hours. We have different time zones, so including Alaska. So I've literally had people call me back at 1 a.m, not realizing we have a time zone difference. So, and it's fine. They'll be the first ones to tell you. I got them enrolled in a policy and made sure their family was protected, because tomorrow's never promised either. So my job is to make sure that your family is protected today. But if you have any questions, or you don't feel like, sometimes things do fall through the crack. If you do send in a request and you don't feel like somehow you got looked over, just call us. My number is on the website. Just give me a call. I'm more than happy to help you. We'll get options in front of you. We're not trying to pressure you and saying that you have to enroll in a plan today. Our first call usually is just, I'm getting your birthday. I just want to get some options in front of you. That way you can make an educated decision for your family's future, rather than putting them in a position where they're going to be emotionally reacting because you didn't have a plan in place. Or there were loopholes in the plan that you thought you had in place. Let me help you make sure that your family is 100% rock solid protected. And we look forward to working with you guys. If you haven't checked out our reviews too, I know some of you guys are like, are they real? Yes, we're real. Check out our reviews. They're all first responders. We have it set up where Google makes sure that they're all verified, and we only post the first responder ones on there for that exact reason, because we do know that some people are still skeptical on whether this is real. We're 100% real, but we are also aware that there are some copycats out there. So we have started to post all of our agents. If somebody reaches out to you and they are not an agent listed on our website, they are not with us. Refer back to our website and make sure that you're speaking to a qualified licensed agent who is with our agency. Do not work with a copycat. You know, I saw someone literally post our ad and even had the audacity to take the picture of my husband's bunker gear and post it on their promotional ad saying we cover first responders. We have 12 carriers. I was like, somebody sent it to me and I'm like, that's my husband's bunker gear. That's crazy that they were courageous enough to do that. Okay. And this program is geared towards one specific carrier. But again, we work with 40 carriers. So we don't work with 12. That still is very much limiting you. So at the end of the day, we work for you. But make sure that you're working with one of our qualified agents because they're all trained to work with first responders and they're trained to understand the best of the best plans and what's best for you and your family. I look forward to talking to you guys. Have a fabulous weekend.